So I got into a debate the other day about who would win in a fight between Krillin versus Naruto and Sasuke. So I got to thinking, who would actually win? Now I went into this fight assuming that it would be a one-sided fight, and I was genuinely surprised to find out that it's not as one-sided as I previously thought. And to explain why, I think we should start off by dissecting their respective strengths. So let's start off with Krillin. So there's this misconception that Krillin is just this weak, trash-ass character, right? And it's not true at all. It's just the fact that Krillin is surrounded by these extremely, absurdly overpowered, godlike beings. But if you strip that away, all you have is a human versus two other humans, and one is just massively more impressive as far as strength and raw power goes. But what Naruto and Sasuke lack in raw power and strength, they make up for in hacks and tactic. But we'll get into that after we get through going over what Krillin has to bring to the table. Okay, so at the beginning of the Dragon Ball Z, Bulma confirmed with her scouter that Krillin had a power level of 206, right? So after a year of training with Kami in the hyperbolic time chamber, his power level went from 206 and skyrocketed all the way to 1083. 1083 in the anime and 1100 in the manga. Okay, so whenever the Saiyans showed up, when Vegeta touched down and everything like that, Piccolo's power level was around 1200, 1220 if I remember correctly. With that power level, Piccolo was able to destroy the moon in 4 seconds. He sent the beam up and destroyed the moon in 4 seconds flat. It was almost instant in the manga. Now, I don't know if you fully grasp how impressive that is, but that's in the tenatons and exatons of force to send it, that's how strong that beam was. To send it from Earth all the way to the moon in 4 seconds flat, and the pressure or the shockwave from him destroying the moon was so just impressive that there were debris from the moon actually crashing into Earth. Like you could feel the shockwave from the moon on Earth. Now back in Dragon Ball, Master Roshi destroyed the moon also. Don't know how the moon keeps fucking getting regenerated, but Master Roshi destroyed the moon also, but it wasn't as powerful as the beam that Piccolo sent up. It was actually confirmed to be just a moon level attack, right? And that's because there was no shockwave that you could feel from Earth. There was no debris falling from the moon into Earth. It was just a moon level attack. So in Dragon Ball, you need a power level of at least 10,000 to be a planet buster or to be planetary level, right? Now remember that I said after his training with Kami, Krillin's power level was, we'll say 1100 just for the sake of argument. It was 1100 in the manga, like I said, and 1083 in the anime. That recorded power level was just his resting power level rate. When he's actually going all the way out, his power level is around 1770. This same power level was able to one-shot multiple Cybermen at the same time and kill them all. These same Cybermen were around the same power level as Raditz. So that shows you how much Krillin has grown from when Raditz touched down on Earth to when Vegeta touched down on Earth. So fast forward a little bit and we get to the Namek Saga. Now not much has changed from Krillin's power level when Vegeta was on Earth, or from when Vegeta left Earth to when they all arrived on Namek. So when Krillin runs into Guru and Guru unlocks his and Gohan's potential, Krillin's power level rises so dramatically that Vegeta, when he was sensing his power level, mistakenly took him for Zarbon. Zarbon is an elite fighter, and Vegeta couldn't initially recognize the two, which speaks volumes about Krillin's growth as far as power and raw strength goes. Remember that I said that in Dragon Ball, to be a planet buster or to be planetary level, you need a power level of 10,000. Guru unlocked Krillin's potential and his power level shot all the way up to 10,000, and that was just the base minimum of him unlocking his potential. It kept rising, and by the time they left Namek, or by the time the Namek Saga was over, Krillin's power level was around 75,000. That's easily multi-planetary level, and planetary level in Dragon Ball is not being able to destroy Earth. Having a 10,000 power level is far beyond what you need to destroy Earth, because Earth is considered a small planet in Dragon Ball Z. Planet Vegeta was 10 times the mass of Earth, and that is what a regular planet would be like in the Dragon Ball universe. Now, it's not necessary to continue with how powerful Krillin actually is, but just for the sake of argument, I think it's worthy to be noted that Krillin could actually be star level. If you think that he's comparable to, or if he is comparable to 18, because 18 is much stronger than the Frieza they encountered on Namek, and Frieza was already star level, so 18 is star plus. But if the two are comparable by now, then Krillin could possibly be star plus. That's not pertinent to the story at all, but it's just a little bit of information. That being said, Krillin's power level is absolutely ridiculous, and his strength is absolutely ridiculous. And not only is he strong, but since he's surrounded by such other just absurdly strong people, he knows that he's weak in comparison. And so what he lacks in that raw strength compared to them, he makes up for in tactic. And Krillin is actually a smart fighter. He even tripped up God Goku in Dragon Ball Super. He caught Goku off guard. He caught Gohan, Ultimate Gohan, off guard. And he knows how to work his way around the fight because he knows that he needs to be smarter than his opponent. Krillin is a patient fighter. He watches his opponent, he analyzes them, and he's a master martial artist. People forget that all the time because of everything that goes on in the show. But he was trained at the same time Goku was, and he's almost as good as a fighter as Goku. Not to mention that his arsenal of moves isn't anything to laugh at. Krillin has Destructo Disc, he has Destructo Hexablade, where he turns the Destructo Disc into 6 other blades that he can control. He has the Scatter Bullet technique, he has Solar Flare times 10, Solar Flare times 100, which is a new technique, which is the one that he also used to catch Gohan off guard, and just a slew of other incredible techniques. Now, Krillin's character will definitely come into play into how he may win this versus battle, but we'll get into that later. Now we should probably just go ahead into dissecting Naruto and Sasuke's abilities and how they stack up against him. Naruto's abilities and Sasuke's abilities are all pretty well known, so I shouldn't have to go into too much detail about that. Naruto has the Rasengan and there's different variations. He can still pour other tail beast chakra into his Rasengan to create different variants like the Magnet Release Rasengan and the other 8 ones that he can create. He still has the different versions of his tailed beast mode. He has KCM, KCM1, KCM2, and he still has Sage of Six Paths chakra, which gives him flight, which is important to remember. He doesn't fly as fast as Krillin, but he reacts at light speed, which is confirmed when Madara uses his light fang attack at point blank range, and Naruto still dodges it. So actual speed versus reaction speed are 2 completely different things, and they do go into account during this fight. Now, Sasuke has 2 sets of abilities because he has the Rinnegan. Just for the sake of time, I'm not going to go over everything that Sasuke has to offer. I'm kind of just going to point on or touch on the more important points of what he can do. Genjutsu, obviously, the ability to teleport from one plane or one dimension to another. The ability to replace an object in his field of view with himself or something else that he chooses, the ability to literally snatch someone's souls out because of the Soul Dragon technique that the Rinnegan provides. He has Fire Style, Susanoo, Kirin, and a lot more other shit that I'm just not going to do right now. I'll probably make another video for it later. Sasuke is going to be the main factor for victory in his and Naruto's fight against Krillin. Naruto is kind of going to be a non-factor for the simple fact that Naruto's main go-tos are multi-shadow clone jutsu, which he can create up to 5,000 of, and his Rasen Shuriken. Krillin is not slow enough to get caught by his Rasen Shuriken, even though it can expand. It's just in a wide area, like I would imagine they would fight in, either in the Rocky area from Dragon Ball Z or in just some plain field in Naruto. It's not going to touch Krillin. Naruto cloning himself multiple times isn't going to really do anything because Krillin's go-to is Solar Flare times 100, and he'll blind all of them, hit them with Super Kamehameha, that'll be it. Krillin's main problem is going to be Sasuke for the simple fact that Sasuke is hacks as fuck. So, in character, Krillin is going to reserve himself at first. Sasuke is not going to come out the gate with anything super powerful. Now, Naruto is absolutely a try to finish this shit as fast as I can type of person. So him jumping into the battlefield that quickly and that uneducated about who his opponent is, like, it's going to be his downfall. Like I said, Krillin just solar flare his clones, and he won't be able to get hit by anything Naruto really has to offer. The Tail Beast Bomb It's strong, but it's not really strong enough to do anything to somebody like Krillin. See, the characters in Dragon Ball Z, their durability is fucking ridiculous. Naruto, Naruto characters have DBZ characters as far as stamina goes, but as far as durability goes, DBZ characters have it all the way. Sasuke, on the other hand, would probably come into the fight trying to use a genjutsu just to gauge his opponent's mental aptitude. So the thing about genjutsu working in Dragon Ball Z is regular genjutsu wouldn't work because you need a chakra network for that to work. But ocular genjutsu, you don't need a chakra network for because it directly attacks the brain itself. All they need to do is make eye contact with you. Now, Sasuke comes out of the gate with the genjutsu, and while Krillin is trapped in this genjutsu because he will be trapped in it if he gets hit by it, there's nothing stopping Sasuke from blasting an Amaterasu at Krillin, and that's pretty much game over at that point. Krillin doesn't have anything in the arsenal to glob off the Amaterasu the way Naruto did when he was in his Nine-Tails cloak. Now, that being said, so Krillin and all the other Z fighters are able to sense energy. It would be a little bit of a stretch, but it's not completely impossible to assume that Krillin will be able to sense the energy rising behind Sasuke's eyes and be completely aware of that, and not even if he didn't know what was about to happen, he would know to keep a lookout for that. Also, Krillin doesn't really fuck around when he plays. If he realizes that, okay, so Krillin's a cocky person. He doesn't seem cocky around people like fucking Saiyan Saga Vegeta, Boo, Cell, all these other overpowered ass people, but you see in the show and in the manga that when he's fighting people that he knows is weaker than him, like in the World Tournament for instance, like Krillin is confident as fuck. But if he realizes that because of these hacks that Naruto and Sasuke has, that they're an actual problem for him, he's gonna take this fight seriously. And if he takes this fight seriously, it's a fucking wrap. So the way it is it's kind of a toss-up. It depends on who starts to fight first and how they started, and that's how this battle will go. If Krillin starts to fight first and he's just playing around with them, Krillin is overpowered as hell compared to these two. So if he starts to fight first, it's probably game over for them, just for the simple fact that one punch from him could honestly put a fucking hole in their chest just because of how strong he is. If Sasuke starts to fight first with the genjutsu and then Amaterasu, is game over for him. Naruto isn't really a factor. This might as well be a fight between Krillin and Sasuke himself. Naruto isn't a factor at all. He can dodge some of Krillin's hits because he can dodge at light speed, but he doesn't have, neither one of them have anything in their arsenal outside of Amaterasu and the genjutsu that would do any serious damage to them. And it's not really anyone's fault. Okay, so to put into perspective the power gap in between Krillin and Naruto and Sasuke, I'm going to use Kaguya as a scale. Okay, so with Kaguya's strongest attack with the Truth Seeker Orb, she was borderline planetary, right? And that was during the War Arc. After the War Arc, Naruto had the second half of the Nine-Tails, Sasuke matured his Rinnegan, time goes on, and Naruto's biggest feat is helping crack the moon in half, and he didn't even do that by himself. It was because he was fighting Tonari, who really did it, but we'll give it to Naruto just for the sake of argument. And even then, the power gap in between these three characters is miles apart. Naruto and Sasuke are relative. Naruto, Sasuke, and Krillin is nothing comparable. And it should be noted that when Sasuke is extremely fatigued, which he would be in this battle simply because of how durable Krillin is, his Rinnegan just gives the fuck out. It loses all of his Tomoe, the Rinnegan lines go away, it kind of just goes to sleep until it builds its power back up. So if Krillin can drag this fight out, or if Sasuke and Naruto attacking Krillin inadvertently drags this fight out because they can't get him down in a few shots, or they can't get him down in an allotted amount of time, then Sasuke is also going to become a non-factor and it'll be game over. So I'll put it like this. If they fought 10 times, I'll give Naruto and Sasuke the victory 3 to 4 times, 4 if they're lucky. Because you can't go into this battle with only 1 or 2 techniques under your belt and expect to win a multitude of times. Krillin is whooping their ass 6 out of the 10 times. 6 or 7 out of the 10 times that they fight. With only Genjutsu and Amaterasu under your belt, and that's only if you start the fight out right, then yeah, it's not looking good for him. So out of 10 times, I'll give it to Naruto Sasuke 3 or 4 if they're lucky. Krillin takes the cake 6 or 7 times. And that's my take on who will win in the versus battle between Krillin, Naruto, and Sasuke. If there's anything you feel like I left out or anything I neglected to say, by all means leave it in the comments. We can talk about it then. If you like this channel, if you like my videos, if you like what I do, just press like and subscribe to my channel. If you have a YouTube and you're looking for extra subscribers, subscribe to me. I'll subscribe to you. Everybody wins. And until next time, thanks. And